Welcome back to the Tomarosa. Today we're going to talk about milk bottles because we love milk bottles.
In fact, look what got delivered this week. Ooh. Here come our milk bottles.
Alright, we're opening our bottles up that just arrived. This is the first time we've seen them in real life. We're pretty excited about that. Hopefully they have our name on it. Looks pretty good to me. Here's our bottle. It's very exciting.
So this is our quart bottle. We decided to go with green ink.
And a round quart.
And a round quart. This actually has whole cream in it, because that's how we roll here. But we plan to sell chocolate milk and eggnog.
And this is our half gallon, which this is just whole milk, straight from the cows currently.
So we thought we'd talk a little bit about how we decided to use these bottles, why we decided to go with this type of design, and a little bit about the history of milk bottles in general.
For us, the plan pretty much always involved using glass milk bottles. We've always been a fan of them, and we think they really are the best container for milk, and that's why we went that route.
And why? Why do we think it's the best container?
One is they're awesome. I mean, they just look cool. Two, they're glass, so they're reusable. We will charge a bottle deposit on our bottles, which is basically you pay to borrow the bottle. When you bring the bottle back, you get your money back.
And then another odd thing is, I don't know if it's scientifically proven, but milk just in a glass bottle just tastes colder. It just seems like it tastes better.
I know, obviously it's not any colder than what the temperature in a refrigerator is, but because the glass is so much more effective at transferring heat, it feels colder when you grab a bottle of milk in glass.
Yeah, so, and then the other thing too is also like a marketing thing for our farm. We are trying to tailor to a small scale dairy and that kind of old-timey feel. So we wanted to do glass milk bottles because of that as well.
We're going to talk a little bit about a history of milk bottles. So here's a pretty old milk bottle. This is a round quart, and this is what's called a slug plate. So milk bottles were originally invented in the 1880s, and this is an early form of marking. There's actually basically a round plate called the slug plate that the bottle owner would buy, and it could be inserted in the mold at the glass factory, and the name would be embossed onto the glass. So this is called a slug plate, and they used these up until about the 1930s when pyroglazing and applied color labeling came about, which let you do designs like this. This is also a round quart. And with a lot of the early dairies, you see this kind of font. I almost call it like a baseball font, but you know, a lot of cursive, angled characters, and we really like that look, and that's why for our round quarts we tried to copy that a little bit, and I think it turned out well. I think to look at our bottle, it does kind of give that old-timey feel, so we're excited about that. Since Virginia's letting me share our milk bottles, another cool bottle we have is this one. This is a square quart, and you can buy brand new milk bottles in round quarts or square quarts, but this is a square quart. But you'll notice that it's a different color glass, and in fact this is obviously a brown glass milk bottle, and the reason being is milk is very sensitive to light, and so they went with brown glass bottles to protect the milk from the light. It doesn't look appealing for milk, and so I think that's why they were short-lived. And really, even today, even in a plastic container, you need to protect milk from the light. But this was something that they tried at one time, was the brown glass milk bottles. You know, originally with glass milk bottles, a lot of it was home delivery, and then with the advent of supermarkets, you started to go away from that home delivery. They still used glass milk bottles even after that, but with bottle returns having to be handled at grocery stores and stuff, many larger cities with numerous dairies came up with bottle exchanges. So this is an example of a bottle exchange. It says Spokane Bottle Exchange on there. And so multiple dairies might use this bottle, but for the store collecting old bottles, they were all the same basically. This one has a saying on the back that I really like. It says, "These are not to keep, just to borrow. We delivered them today. Please send them back tomorrow. Thank you." And then, of course, you saw our milk bottles full, but we also will show them to you empty. So there's only 2 companies that make glass milk bottles nowadays, and we went with Stanpac, which for a while there was only one company, and it was Stanpac, but they were really great to work with, and we really liked their bottles in particular, and they're what I would call the industry standard, I guess, now that there's 2. But really happy with these milk bottles, really excited. They did a great job. We love the artwork, and yeah, our milk bottles.
And these were made in Canada.
These bottles were made in Canada, yes. That's where Stanpac is based out of.
And then this is a close-up looking at what our cap looks like. And the cap is the standard type where you fit it on by friction, and then there's like a tab you pull off.
So it is tamper evident.
Then you can just put it back on, like that, so you can keep using it. And then on our milk bottle, those of you who follow our channel may recognize this is Rose. So we had a great artist friend, Kat Moore, who did all of our artwork and our labels, and she took a photo of Rose and made it into a drawing. So Rose is on our bottles.
Yes. And Rose is the mama of Dodie.
So part of this is Rose's milk, so that's cool.
Yes, it is. Not only do you need to know your farmer, you need to know your cow too.
So there's a lot of money and time invested in glass bottles for us because we had to order them, we had to wait for them, they had to get delivered, and then that's why we have a deposit. There are options for us to sell just bottles, which we will do over the internet, but our intention is to try to sell milk and get as much bottles back locally, or we'll have to do another big bottle order.
I think that's every dairy that sells milk in glass bottles, is to try and get as many back as you can. You don't always do it. Good friends of us told us that for every bottle of milk that we sell, we need to have 8 bottles behind it ready at all times. So,
but otherwise, super excited about our new bottles, and we can't wait to have them full and sell them at the farmers market and through our website, and then sell some bottles and stuff through the website. So we'll be getting that up and running. And just as a brief update, we're working on all of our licensing and finishing the dairy.
hopefully, it's June now. June is dairy month, so please buy some dairy products.